morning, dear Karim Hussein, managing partner at Algebra Ventures. Thank you for taking your time to speak with us.
And thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you very much and sharing some of the insight. Can you please introduce yourself? Let's start with that.
Yeah, sure. My name is Karim Hussein. I'm a managing partner at Algebra Ventures. We set up Algebra Ventures back in 2016. Our first fund was a $54 million fund. We focus on supporting bold and resilient entrepreneurs that are changing the world around them, changing and addressing many of the problems and challenges that are in Egypt and in Africa elsewhere. And that's what we set out to do with our first fund. We are now on our second fund. It's a $100 million fund that we closed in 2022. And with that fund, we are looking beyond Egypt. We've made about 30 investments in Egypt so far. We've made approximately 5 investments outside of Egypt. And now we're also focusing on Morocco, and that's why we're here at GITEX. We've already made 2 investments in Morocco, and we look forward to continuing to help and support and build the ecosystem here. As Algebra, we don't only support with financing, we also have connections with almost all the regional and global investors. We've co-invested with many of them. We provide strategic support. We provide support in finding good talent, because any startup is all about the team, and it's about the strength of the team that you build around you. The people matter, and that's all that really matters. So we have dedicated teams within Algebra that support on finding the best talent to support our startups.
Yeah, I will come back specifically on that part of finding the best talent. But first, I want to probably ask you, what is the reason, what is the vision behind, let's say, the inception of Algebra Ventures?
Yeah. So some of the initial partners are technologists at heart. So we are techies, we're geeks, and we believe technology has the power to provide real solutions across a range of different challenges. And particularly if we look at our portfolio, we've seen many of our companies that are providing services to the base of the pyramid, or sort of the less advantaged in society. And that's because it was impossible to reach them profitably or economically through physical means. With technology, now I can lend a small amount, $10 easily on my mobile phone. I don't have to go to a bank. A bank cannot lend you $10. It will cost them too much to process the transaction.
Exactly.
If I need to get a tuk-tuk or a motorcycle to go from one part of my village to another, I have an app now that allows me to do that. So it's bringing the Uber level services down to the rural areas and the villages across the country, and then also creating a lot of efficiency in very fragmented and inefficient industries, like in logistics or in food and beverage, where we have companies like Trella or Menus, or in healthcare. We have several investments there that improve the availability and access to healthcare, which only technology can do. And we see an exceptional amount of great tech talent in the market, both here in Morocco as well as in Egypt. And we believe they have the capabilities to build solutions that serve the masses.
Interesting, very interesting. And wait for all the successful, let's say, investment you made, what are some of the key, let's say, indicator of a promising entrepreneur or promising talent?
Yeah, so we always look for a founding team, and I'm going to emphasize team here. I think it's very difficult for it to be a single founder organization. It takes a lot to build a business.
Yes.
And we look for very resilient and hard-headed founders to some extent. We're looking for someone who will hit his head against a concrete wall 50 times until it goes down.
Yeah.
It is very difficult to start a new business, and it takes a lot of strength and resilience, particularly particularly in the developing world, whether it be Egypt or Morocco. There are a lot of challenges that you face that are not, maybe an entrepreneur in the US does not. We need someone who can be able to overcome those challenges, break down those walls, and solve real problems. And they also need to have the vision and charisma to be able to attract great talent. So we like to look at people that are also, while they're still strong-headed and bold and resilient, they also appreciate what they do not know and find people that are smarter and better than them to handle those components or the areas where they have weaknesses, so that they have built a very comprehensive and solid team around them.
Interesting. So it is more of looking for the most resilient one, and at the same time, people know how to bring the talent with him or to in his journey. So you say that you started in Egypt, Cairo,
Yeah.
and now you're in part of Africa. Can you tell us more about that part, particularly the African part?
So, when we looked at our portfolio from our first fund, in our first fund, we did not have a mandate to invest in Africa. We only had a mandate to invest in Egypt and some other Arab countries in the Gulf region and Jordan and the Levant. When we looked at what we wanted to do with our second fund, we noticed that many of the companies in Egypt in our portfolio were solving problems and challenges of consumers and customers that were more similar to the same challenges that we saw in Morocco, for example, or in Kenya and Nigeria. So we thought the natural next step would be for us to make investments in those markets where we can help startups in those markets expand beyond Morocco, for example, or Kenya, to Egypt and other countries that we have access to, and vice versa to support our Egyptian startups that want to expand across the continent. So we're trying to build corridors and build a way in which we can both benefit from the process and expand our markets.
Great. I think now we have your colleague
Yep.
with us, Tariq Hassad, who is also managing partner, who will now dive into the subject case of Morocco. Now we talk about Africa, Egypt. Now back to Morocco.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and sharing all the details here.
Thank you so much, Mohammed.
You're welcome. Thank you.